What up is Marcus? We had the last couple days of baby appointments. We're at 36 plus weeks right now, so I'm in my final month. So if you don't see me for a period of time, a couple days, maybe a week, maybe a little bit longer, it's probably because I'm at the hospital or we are delivering our second kid. So sometimes I take a tiny little break here. We're gonna go through waiver wires here, and I'll probably try to create some shorts. More shorts are a little bit easier to do when I'm on the go, especially if we are at the hospital. My wife will probably kill me if I go and say, hey, yeah, I'm gonna actually do a 15 minute video and try to edit and everything. She'll probably murder me. So let's try not to have me die. We're gonna go with waiver wires here. The number one waiver wire pickup right now is Amari Demicardo, whatever his name is, Demicardo. It is the Arizona backup running back to James Conner, who is going on the IR here. This is a big week for backup. So I'm going to give you my reasoning for why I have it this order. And then fat budget, really, I'm not putting a ton of money out on this. I don't even feel as confident as I almost do like a Jerome Ford. We have Demicardo. Number two, we have Roschon Johnson, who is now hurt, probably won't play next week, or this upcoming week, and may play 2 weeks from now. He has the most talent. Number three is Justice Hill. Four is Deontay Foreman. Five is Jeff Wilson. Usually it takes me 10 minutes probably to go through the first five players. Here's my issues. Chicago's backfield. You have what, in my theory of what's going to happen is this next week, week 5, week 6 here, we are going to have Roschon Johnson not play, and I think we're going to have Deontay Foreman play, and then when Roschon Johnson's back, I think they're going to put Roschon Johnson in more of the primary role, and then Khalil Herbert's going to be back a couple weeks after that. So the Chicago backfield is a little bit of a mess. Amari Demicardo is going to have the chance to be the guy, and that's why he's my number one. Justice Hill, again, is number three. Honestly, you could probably even put Justice Hill at number two because into that number two category, but I feel like Gus Edwards is the best running back out of that backfield, and you still have Lamar Jackson there. Well, I guess you have Justin Fields as a Chicago Bear anyways. So that is my backup of the area, and then we have Jeff Wilson. He's still the backup. He's not the starter. You have Raheem Mostert there, and you have Salvon Ahmed as well. That's a serviceable running back. I don't know where that came from. Woo! So the running backs are really messy. So if you are a team that is okay with running backs, like I have a team that has Mixon, Stevenson, Javonte, and Barkley, like that's kind of an iffy backfield. I'm still probably going to go wide receiver. And the number one waiver wire wide receiver pickup I am taking is KJ Osborne. I do think he's going to get a lot more targets here. Addison gets bumped up. Hawkinson gets bumped. KJ Osborne, wide receiver 3. High end of wide receiver 3. Potentially wide receiver 2. Addison gets bumped up here. KJ is going to get a bunch of targets here in this offense. They're going to be down probably. Their defense is I definitely think KJ Osborne is the number one pickup here. If he is likely going to be the big target, the big kind of shiny object, we have potential options down the road. We have Josh Downs, who is somebody I picked up last week. I think that he should be taken in a lot of different leagues. And if you are really desperate, we still have Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel's been dropped in a lot of leagues, and he has had back-to-back good weeks. And it seems like Sam Howell is throwing the ball 50 times a week. And if they are down to Chicago, gosh, they might be down to every team in the next few weeks to month here. So I definitely think Curtis Samuel is an option here. And if all of those are gone, you still have Bilal Powell, that is a Minnesota Viking as well, and had shown a little bit here. And so maybe KJ Osborne doesn't take the big leap, and maybe it ends up being more Jordan Addison. It could be Powell. He actually showed some juice as a Minnesota Viking, and I would know that because I watched the entire games from crying on my couch. And if you, again, are maybe okay at those positions, let's look at some other positions here. Let's look at quarterback. Let's look at tight end. Brock Purdy here is the number one pickup, and if CJ Stroud is another pickup, if he's still available. These quarterbacks should be probably gone, and I think that at this point they are, and if you're still desperate at that time, Joshua Dobbs is fine. That's all I can say. He is fine. He will get the job done here. But Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud, definitely two quarterbacks that I actually promoted last week, and now they're back up this week. Another running back that I want to talk about is Jaleel McLaughlin. There's a chance that if he gets dropped because they see Javante's back, that maybe he ends up playing a more of a role as a third down back into that offense more than we think. And he ends up taking more of the Samaje Perine role plus. And I don't like that as a Javante owner in Bray Draft and Dynasty, but it's definitely a possibility. Things don't have to make sense when you're 5'7", 185 pounds. I don't think that makes sense for them to showcase him a ton, but I also think that Denver will do stupid things, and I definitely believe that that Jaleel McLaughlin could be more of a thorn in the side than we really want. And honestly, he could be that guy that ends up getting these touchdowns. And Javante, you're like, why is Javante getting taken away by that 5'7", 185-pound guy? He's getting 4-yard touchdown catches or something along those lines. Let's talk about a couple other players. Logan Thomas. By the way, Cole Kmet should be the number one waiver priority pickup, but he is likely gone. So we have Logan Thomas as an option here, and I've seen players like Okonkwo on the boards. I've seen who's a couple other ones. I've seen Jonnu still out there, but I'm going Logan Thomas. He looks hyper targeted into an offense again that is going to be throwing the ball a ton. And if Logan Thomas is healthy, it's like Rule 86. If you've heard about it, it's Jordan Reed. When Jordan Reed's healthy, you start him. When he's not, which is a lot of times, then you just throw him on the bench. And I think Logan Thomas kind of almost follows that thing. If he's healthy, you play him. And if he's concussed, like he's been honestly a lot or hurt, then you just throw him on your bench. But he's a worthwhile player. Tyjae Spears should be rostered. I also want to note that because he's been getting a lot more time, and he could be one of those sneaky second half of the league winners here. Other players, Tony Jones Jr., Keontae Ingram, in that order. I think Tony Jones Jr. could be somebody that ends up being the touchdown role for Arizona. And so another body, and then Keontae Ingram, who again, we're talking about really deep leagues. You may have to just, again, if you're in one of these leagues that you play 16 teams, you might be just throw him on the end of the bench and see how he rolls. So again, we have a lot of pickups here. Again, so if I could, I'm probably trying to pick up KJ Osborne first. But Amari DeMarcado second, and then some of the Bears running backs, and then we have the Baltimore Ravens or Miami backup. I mean, you're into that category. Still, you have some good options with Brock Purdy and Jaleel McLaughlin potentially being more of the drop candidate after these waivers go through. Josh Downs, Logan Thomas, Tyjae Spears, Curtis Samuel. So there's a lot of different options out there. So let me know what questions you have on some of these pickups, and then let's go into some of the starts and sits of the week. All right, peace out. Take care. We'll see you guys again very soon.